Hey everyone, it's Holly and welcome to another weekly wrap-up. And before I get started, I just want to say I think I might be taking like the next 2 weeks off. I don't know. I have some videos pre-filmed, so maybe I'll upload those. I don't know. It has just taken... I said last week I was really struggling with this, and I am this week too, and I don't know if I just need like a break, and I said I don't like to do that because I feel like if I give myself a break, I don't pick back up, but I am just struggling to find the time and energy to do this. So maybe just like a little recharge, and really I would really only want to take 1 week off, but the week after next week is my brother's wedding shower, so that weekend's already just gonna be like super busy, so I just don't know if I'd even have time that weekend if I wanted to. I may not. I may be back next week. Who knows? But just like a little heads up, I guess. So let's just do the wrap-up-y stuff. Okay. So since last week, I read 4 books. I'm really proud of myself. So the first book I finished was an ebook, and that was Amor Amor by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And this is a standalone for them, although like they've said that they're open to doing like spin-off ebooks, which I think would be amazing. And I gave it 4.5 stars. I did really like it. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a Life in the Circus book, and it's not. But there's definitely a lot of circus stuff, and like circus, like Cirque du Soleil, not like Circus Barnum and Bailey's, although that's cool too. But I really enjoyed it. I really liked Thora as a main character and as a narrator. And all of the side characters were amazing. I think I'm going to do a separate review and discussion video on this, but I did really enjoy it. I think if you like new adult, this would probably be good. Krista and Becca Ritchie will put kind of crazy things in their books, but I don't know, you either like it or you don't, I guess. I don't know. But I suggest it, and I did really enjoy it. Then I read The Duke and the Lady in Red by Lorraine Heath, and this is her latest book. It came out at the end of April, and this one is the last book, I think, in the Scandalous Gentleman of St. James, I think is what it's called, because there's like 2 related series, so I always get their names confused. And this one follows, I don't know how to say it, like Avondale? I don't even know how I say it in my head, who is a duke, and he's kind of like the mysterious, broody guy in the previous books, and that's a pretty traditional trope, I feel like, for romances. I gave this 5 stars. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. I loved this book, and it had me bawling for like the last like third. I kept putting it down and like making myself do other things to like try and like, because it was like, okay, if I just stop crying, I won't, and then I'd pick it up and I would just start bawling my eyes out again. It was just so good. And the tears were like touching tears for the most part. And honestly, as great as the romance is, and it is a very good romance, and as great as the characters Rosalind and Avondale are, which they are great, it is Rosalind's relationship with her brother that just got me. I think it's beautiful and it's touching, and I loved it, and that was like my favorite part of the story, and I loved how the role he played in their relationship, and it was just so good. I loved it. And then I actually read both of those in one day each, and I was like staying up crazy late to read them, and it was like nights I had to work, so I was like, okay, you need to pick a book. I need to pick a book that's gonna be like a slower read so that I like could get a full night's worth of sleep. And so I decided to pick up Swallowing Stones by Joyce McDonald, because as I get farther and farther out from like when I bought this, I'm like less interested in reading it. So I was like, you just need to read it and do it, which I did, and I gave it 2 stars. I really didn't like it. I was actually writing out my review of this, and I almost dropped it down to 1 star, but I seriously can't give books 1 stars. I don't know why. I just like, I can't do it. So I gave it 2, And I really didn't like it at all. I didn't get what the point of this book was. Really the only reason I finished it was because it was so short. There's one character, Amy, in here. She's like a side character. She is the only character I liked and was actually interested and invested in. I would much rather know her story. I think she kind of gets screwed a lot in this book. I feel like even the narrator, or the author, doesn't like her, and it just, ugh. There was like some slut shaming in here, but I felt like the author was trying to take this stance of like, but I'm not slut shaming her, but she was. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And basically this follows, I'll tell you what this is about. It follows, even though I didn't for the other two, but whatever. No going back now. It follows a boy named Michael, and for his birthday, I think he just turned 16 or 17. His grandfather gives him an old rifle, and so he shoots it into the air, and in a freak accident, it ends up killing a man, across town. Which is a girl named Jenna's dad, and they don't really know each other, but then, their lives start interacting and everything. And I just didn't like either of the characters. I found Michael especially to be really unlikable. And I was kind of a jackass, and he was like a horrible friend. Yeah, and I'm not a big believer in this does not work for me in books, TV shows, movies, where you accidentally kill somebody and then you don't tell the cops that it was you just because it's well, I didn't know what you turn yourself in. It was an accident. If you end up going to jail for it, you end up going to jail for it. You did something wrong, you did something stupid. Yes, your intention was not to kill him, but you did something stupid. Basically, the whole book is him dealing with the moral issues of the decision to not come forward, and I cannot handle that. And then Jenna, I just found her very boring and uninteresting. Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like the ending in this book. There's kind of a prologue-y bit, or epilogue-y bit kind of thing. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, that's bad too. A lot of people say don't read it, and I would suggest if you do pick up this book for some reason, just don't read that. It's really bad. Yeah, I'm done with this book. I'm going to get rid of it. Here, I'm not even going to hold on to it. My unhaul bag is right here, so I'll just plop it right in there. So the last book I picked up was London's Perfect Scoundrel by Suzanne Enoch, and I've had this book for a few years. I bought it at a library book sale a while ago, and this is a historical romance. I ended up giving this 4 stars, although I will say it was kind of rocky there in the beginning. I didn't know if I was gonna like this book, and then something happens, something huge happens. This twist I did not see coming, and I was like, what? And from then on, I was completely hooked into this story, and I loved it. Seriously, if it wasn't for that slow beginning, I would have given it 5 stars, because the rest of it was so good. This, again, has kind of that, broody character in it, and I do wish we got a little bit more of him, but overall I'm happy, and I liked the romance, and the characters kind of had this nice banter going on that I really enjoyed, and they had a ton of tension, which is always nice. So I did enjoy this, and these are the covers. If you saw my Tuesday talks where I talked about covers, I hate these kinds of covers. I would much rather this be the cover, even though that's ugly too. Not a big fan of these ones. So those are the books that I read since last week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!